students, welcome back to the maths class. In today's class, as we are studying chapter 11 time, in today's class we will discuss two clock formats, that is 12-hour clock format and 24-hour clock format. So what is 12-hour clock format? Do you know a day is consist of 24 hours? In one day there are total 24 hours, right? You already know it. So in 12-hour clock format, what we do? We divide the entire day, we divide the whole day in two equal time zones. We divide the whole day, we divide the 24 hours into two equal time zones, in which the first time zone is from 12 midnight to 12 noon. The first time zone starts from 12 midnight to 12 noon, and the second time zone starts after 12. After 12 noon it starts. So the second time zone is 12 noon to 12 midnight. Right? You know all these things already. Means in 12-hour clock format, our topic is 12-hour clock format. Means how we represent time in 12-hour clock format. So what we do, as you know that our day consists of 24 hours. So we divide those 24 hours in two time zones. First time zone starts from 12 midnight to 12 noon, and then after 12 noon the second time zone starts, which starts from 12 noon and ends at again 12 midnight. Now the first hour of the day, first 12 hours of the day are represented by AM. The first 12 hours are represented by AM, and the next 12 hours of the day are represented by PM. Now what is AM and PM? AM, the full form of AM is anti-meridian, and full form of PM is post-meridian. Okay? Suppose you want to write 8 o'clock in evening. For example, you want to write 8 o'clock in evening. It is your timing 8 o'clock in evening. You want to express this time in 12-hour clock format. In 12-hour clock format, you want to represent this time. Right? So, in evening means evening means what? It is the time after noon. It is the time after 12 noon. So, what we represent? We represent these timings by PM and we represent these timings by AM. So, 8 o'clock in evening, we can write it as 8 PM. Here PM is denoting what? It is denoting that it is the time after the 12 noon. Okay? So in 12-hour clock format we represent time, we express time by AM and PM by using terms AM and PM. Why? Because in 12-hour format we divide the 24 hours into two time zones. So now note down the heading 12-hour clock format. Write down the heading 12-hour clock format. And write down the points about it. Note down the heading 12-hour clock format and write in 12-hour format. In 12-hour clock, the entire day is divided into two equal time zones. Note down this, write the heading, then note down these lines. In 12-hour clock, the entire day is divided into two equal time zones. The first 12 hours of the day are the first 12 hours of the day. In bracket you can write from 12 midnight to 12 noon, bracket close. The first 12 hours of the day, bracket open, from 12 midnight to 12 noon are represented by using AM. What we use? We will use AM to represent first 12 hours. That is the timing from 12 midnight to 12 noon. We use PM to represent, the next point is we use PM to represent the next 12 hours. In bracket you can write from 12 noon to 12 midnight. Note down all 3 points carefully. 12-hour clock format. In 12-hour clock, the entire day is divided into two equal time zones. The first 12 hours of the day, that is from 12 midnight to 12 noon, means रात के 12 एग्जैक्टली 12 बजे से दिन के 12 बजे तक के जो टाइम पीरियड है, वी रिप्रेजेंट दैट टाइम बाय यूजिंग AM, ओके, एंड वी यूज PM टू रिप्रेजेंट द नेक्स्ट 12 आवर्स, दैट इज फ्रॉम 12 नून टू 12 मिडनाइट, मीन्स दोपहर के 12 बजे से लेकर रात के 12 बजे तक का जो टाइम पीरियड है, वी यूज PM फॉर दैट timing. Okay, so remember this thing. In 12-hour clock format, we represent timings by two time zones. We use terms AM and PM to represent the timings. Note down all 3 points or take the screenshot. Midnight means midnight means 12 o'clock at night, and 12 noon means it is the time in morning. Okay, I hope you have noted down all the points. Now, after noting down all the points, AM, when you will use if time is from 12 midnight to 12 noon. If timing is between 12 midnight to 12 noon. If timing is between 12 midnight to 12 noon, you will use AM. And if timing is between after 12 noon to 12 midnight, what time you will use? You will use PM. Note down this and also note down one example. For example, if you want to represent 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. In the morning means it is the time between midnight to 12 noon. 6 o'clock in the morning is the time between midnight to 12 noon. So what we will use? We will use term AM, that is anti-meridian. 6 o'clock in the morning is written as 6 AM. Why we are using AM? Because the 6 o'clock in the morning means it is the timing from 12 midnight to 12 noon. If you want to write 6 o'clock in the evening, 6 o'clock in the evening, if you want to represent this timing in 12 o'clock format, it is written as 6 is 2:00 PM. So by that term you can guess that 6 PM, it means it is the timing in evening. If you see 6 AM, if you see somewhere it is written 6 AM, it means it is representing 6 in the morning. If you see 6 PM written somewhere, what you will analyze? It means it is the timing in the evening. Okay? So note down these also. Note down this. So it is all about 12-hour clock format. Now there is one more way through which we can represent time. It was about 12-hour clock format. In this format, we divide entire day, that is, we divide 24 hours into 2 time zones. We make 2 slots of 12 hours, in which the first slot of timing starts from 12 midnight to 12 noon, and the second time slot starts from 12 noon to 12 midnight. And in this format, if you want to represent timing between 12 midnight to 12 noon, you will use term AM. If you want to represent time between 12 noon to 12 midnight, you will use the term PM. Be remember this thing. Note it down properly. Okay. I hope you have noted down. Now, I want to ask one question to you, that have you noticed the flight timings at airport or the timings at railways? Timings of railway. Have you noticed those timings? That timing is represented by the numeral ranges from, don't note it down, it is for explanation. From 002 23 to 59 means the time is counted from 0 to 24. The time is counted from 0 to 24. So it is the what they are using at airports and at railways, what railway timings to show flight timings and railway timings. They use the timing from 0 to 24. That is from 0 to 23 to 59. These timing is, they use 24 clock hour format. They use which format? 24 hour clock format. They use 24-hour clock format in which the time is counted from 0 to 24. The time after 12 noon, they expressed the next hours as 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and so on. After 12 noon, what they use? They express the next hours as 13, 14, 15 and so on. So let me write some points about it. In 24-hour clock format, the timings are from 0 to 24. Note down, in 24-hour clock, the time is counted from 00 is to 24. Or we can write it as 23 is to 50 23:59 means 23 hours 59 minutes. This is because why? The time is displayed as per 24-hour clock. In 24-hour clock format, after 12 noon, the next hours are expressed as 13, 14 and so on. 13, 14, 15 and so on. For example, 1 p.m. is expressed as 13 hours. 2 p.m. is expressed as 14 hours. 4:15 p.m. is expressed as 16:50 hours. Okay, these are some examples. Note down all the points about 24-hour clock format. Note down all these points or take the screenshot. In 24-hour clock, the time is counted from 0 to 24. This is because the time is displayed as per 24-hour clock. In 24-hour clock, after 12 noon, the next hours are expressed as 13, 14, 15 and so on. For example, 1 p.m. is expressed as 13 hours. 2 p.m. is expressed as 14 hours. 3 p.m. is expressed as 15 hours. 4 p.m. is expressed as 16 hours. 5 p.m. is expressed as 17 hours. Okay, so this is how we express time in 24-hour clock format. Now note down some more points about 24-hour clock format which you need to remember. The next points are, after noting down these, remember this point. It is very important point. We need to add term. Which term? It is the term hours. What is the term? Hours. We need to add term hours after the time in 24-hour clock. We need to add term hours after the time in 24-hour clock. What this line means? The meaning of this line is that if you are representing the time in remember, if you are representing the time in 24-hour clock, after writing the time, write hours also. Write hours. After writing the time, write hours. It is the important point about the time in 24 hours clock format. Note down these also. Okay, I hope you have noted down both the points about 24-hour clock. Now, I am drawing a common circle which will show both the timings. This circle will show the timings in both 12-hour and 24-hour clock formats. So if you learn this circle, if you learn this diagram, you will easily see this is the starting point, right? Its starting point means it is showing 12 midnight. रात के 12 बज रहे, राइट? इफ यू 12 बजे के बाद क्या टाइमिंग होगा? 1 बजेंगे, फिर 2, फिर 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, फिर 9, फिर 10, फिर 11, रात के 12 बजे के बाद फिर 1 बजेगी, फिर 2, फिर 3, फिर सुबह के 4, सुबह के 5, सुबह के 6, सुबह के 7 बजेंगे, फिर 8 बजेंगे, फिर 9 बजेंगे, फिर सुबह के 10 बजेंगे, सुबह के 11 बजेंगे, एंड फिर अगेन फिर क्या हो जाएगा? दोपहर के 12 बजेंगे, राइट? सो दिस टाइमिंग from midnight to noon, this timing will be represented by AM. These timings will be represented by AM. If you are moving towards this, if you are moving from midnight to 12 noon, this timing will represent AM. 5 AM, 6 AM, 7 AM, 8 AM, 9 AM, 10 AM, 11 AM and 12 noon, right? And if after 12 noon your timings will be, if you are moving from after 12 noon to 12 midnight, it is the second time zone, it is the first time zone, and after 12 noon the second time zone will start. So what will happen 2 PM. Then दिन के 3 बजेंगे, so we will represent it by 3 PM. Then 4 PM. Then 5 PM. 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So 7 PM. Then 8 PM. Then रात के 9 बजे 9 PM. रात के 10 बजे 10 PM. And रात के 11 बजे 11 PM. So we will use PM after 12 noon. दिन के 12 बजे के बाद जो टाइम हम 12 आवर में रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे, so for that timing we will use the term PMs. Okay, and if it is from midnight to noon, we will use AM. If it is after noon to midnight, we will use PM. So these timings are showing 12-hour clock. These timings are showing 12-hour clock. Now if we want to show it by 24-hour clock format, then we remember, if we are showing it by 24-hour clock format, we remember at 12 midnight the clock will show 00. Clock will show the timing 00. Then at 1 AM it will show 1. Then at 2 it will show 2 hours. We remember these timings will be in hours. In 24-hour format we use hours. I am writing H. H means hours. 3 hours. 4 hours. 5 hours. 6 hours. Then to represent 7 AM, we will represent 7 hours. For 8 hours. For the timing 9 AM, it will be 9 hours. For 10 AM, it will be 10 hours. For 11, it will be 11 hours. For 12, it will be 12 hours. Now, as you know that in 24-hour clock format, after 12 noon, the timings are not 1 PM, not 2 PM. It will be like 13. After 12, what will come? 13 hours. Do not forget to add hours when writing the timing in 24-hour format. After 13, it will be 14 hour. The next hour will be 15. The next will be 16. The next will be 17. Then 18 hours. 7 means 19 hours. 8 means 20 hours. The time 9 PM means 21 hours. The time 10 PM means 22 hours. The time 11 PM means 23 hours. And the time 12 midnight is 24 hours. So see, we started from 12 midnight and again our day completed at 12 midnight. So it is the timings. These are the time zones. If you want to make this, it is given on page number 155. On page number 155 this picture is given. So draw it from the book. Okay. If you have any confusion from the board, you can draw it from the book. It is given on page number 155. Okay students. it was all about today's class. We discussed two time formats. One was 12-hour clock format, another was 24-hour clock format. Both the format we discussed all the terms, when to use AM, when to use PM, when to write hours. Okay, so remember all these basic things and complete your copy. Bye bye students.